my goodness, we are live, and I start with a beer in my hand. It's after hours. It's okay, right? And, always doing something that I probably shouldn't be doing, especially on live video. Dave, Yvonne, how are you guys doing tonight?
Doing well. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there, buddy. I'm hanging. It's tough. From a day job perspective, I'm shut down for a week, and I don't know what to do with myself. And as we were talking about, so I woke up to myself for a little while because everyone else that's in their right mind is not working right now.
Your video is hung, or it's my side. There you go.
What we're going to talk about today? Uh-oh, you guys froze. You guys all right?
Yeah, you were freezing up for a little bit.
Hey, well, solar winds.
Right.
This is the Technologist Forum, and we know we talk enterprise technology, so folks would understand when I say solar winds. Maybe I should go out there and take a look at the Bethlehem Star. That's what I'm gonna do as soon as when we get offline.
That's it.
Sure that, see that. I just wanted to get together and see you guys, say hello. Oh, looks like our fourth person has just responded and said, "Sorry, got sidetracked with family and Christmas. I feel horrible right now."
Tell him he's fired. Tell him no more of that.
He has been officially kicked off the island. The three standing members that are on screen right now have voted, and this gentleman is no longer part of the crew. We have a long list of folks who would be interested in joining, who I will probably be reaching out to. Sorry. Holiday special, you guys. Let's talk about gifting. Let's talk about, and always talking about it from a technology perspective. Did either of you buy yourself anything special this year? Oh my! Look at this guy. Hold on. Let's take a look at that. Yvonne's got.
All right, it's working right now. I still have the charge left since my last night. Yeah, that's an Oculus Quest 2, James. Amazing headset.
Now, is that the one that requires like a PC, or is that one just a standalone unit?
It's a standalone piece, so everything is inside. Okay. You have your basically this little headsets right here. You have the compute power inside. It has several cameras, as you can see, that basically creates a representation of your environment. So that's how it tracks things. So it doesn't require any external sensors. And it's funny because if you turn it on, you can actually see what's inside you in kind of black and white vision. You can see what's inside you. So that's how it tracks things. And we also have a pair of controllers like this.
All right.
Which are actually very smart. So apparently they can sense the proximity of your fingers. So for example, if I do that, in virtual reality, my hand will actually lift the finger, will point the finger on something. So somehow there is apparently a sensor inside this button that tracks where your finger is in relation to that button. So you don't even have to press it. Like if you do that, for example, without pressing it, it will sense it. Same applies to this button. So they're extremely smart, and apparently these cameras can track somehow where they are in the space around you. So they always display like that's where they are. I'm not quite sure how it works. I'm sure it consumes a lot of data because it's Facebook, right? So yeah. The price is actually very low for what it is. It's 64 gig version, and it's about $300. And I think that's really cheap for what it is. But you have to understand that Facebook will mine as much data as it can from you, and does require a Facebook account, right? So you have to have a Facebook account. So my workarounds, I'm not a privacy freak, but my workaround was to create a fake Facebook account. Just right? So that's what I did, but I don't think it prevents them from collecting as much data as possible. So if I would say if the price is low or if the price is zero, then you are the product. So I think that applies to it, but it was too good to pass.
All right, so there's a 64 gig I'm seeing, and there's a 256 gig. You don't have a problem with having that smaller capacity in terms of loading games or anything like that?
Well, I would say the largest game that I have is about 5 gig. Actually, it's a bit less than that. Okay. I wouldn't say I play games all day long. So like if I need 10 games, and each game is about 20, like somewhere between $15 to $30. I certainly do not want to buy hundreds of games. So for my usage, that's even overkill for me. So I'm not a big fan of having a large phone or any device capacity because I use the cloud all the time, right? So that's probably a good way to save.
All right. Now you bring up a couple of key points that I guess I want to ask you as well, because I've looked at it and considered it. But you said again, it's Oculus, so that means it's Facebook, and Facebook is what it is, right? And you don't have a primary account, but you still have to create an account to just use it, or what? So let's say you didn't create a Facebook account, could you still take advantage of the platform?
So it won't work unless you do have a Facebook account, unfortunately. So it will ask you to either enter your existing account or create a new one. It's all there from the device. Again, it doesn't require any PC, any external setup. It's all done through that. So it has Wi-Fi, obviously. What's good about it is it's Android. It's undercover. It's Android. It's not even protected, so you can actually find a command online to disable telemetry. So it will stop sending any data to Facebook. Or you can actually take the device offline. So you can download the game that you want and take the device offline. That's what I have right now. So it's disconnected from the internet. I have downloaded my favorite games that I like, and I never took the device back online, and I disabled the telemetry as well. So that's a few steps that you can take to kind of, if you don't like Facebook watching you.
All right.
Is the App Store on Facebook?
It has its own App Store, but yeah, it's obviously Facebook, but it has Oculus Quest App Store. And again, it's all virtual. You don't need to have anything. So I was actually amazed by that. You open the box and you just put them on, and it works outside the box. You don't have to unpack everything. It just turns on and works. Yeah, so I think it's one of the best. I'm a fan of packaging and UI. So from that perspective, I think it's one of the best UI or UX experiences that I had on any electronic product. Very simple box. You open it like in one motion. You just take this thing off and put it on your head, and it works. Yeah.
You're an Apple iPhone, unboxing kind of guy, aren't you?
I am. Yeah, I never did any unboxing videos, James, but I like good design. That's for sure.
Interesting. Now, I hear that there's also, what is it? Is it a boxing game or something that's, I guess, pretty popular, that my son was talking to me about it the other day, because he's trying to convince me to get one of these things, and I just I shrugged him off, because I was trying to hear it. But
a boxing game. Yeah, I think I saw one. I think I saw a boxing game, but I'm a Star Wars fan, so I got myself everything Star Wars and called it a day.
Right. All right.
So Disney did an amazing job. I think it's the most I would say cinematic experience that you can get on virtual headsets, outside from like PC headsets, probably because it's more advanced. But On the standalone headset, I think it's the most pleasant cinematic experience. Disney did really a good job, and it basically feels that you're inside Star Wars universe, like playing a character.
Okay. Any of these accessories in your list to get as well? And just wondering, do you have what you have out of the box for the $299, or are you trying to get some of these other fancy headphones and
No, I think the headphones that are built in are pretty much okay. I didn't feel any. So you have basically the unit and two controllers.
Yeah.
You can also get this facial interface. So what it does, and it's kind of weird that they didn't include it. So it basically blocks the light from basically under your nose, because when you put it on, there is a small gap. It doesn't really distract me, but apparently they have this kind of thing that closes the gap, so you don't see extra light bleeding under your nose. For me, it's not a big distractor, so I didn't buy anything else. I think if you get it from Costco, it has that thing by default.
Okay.
Yeah, so it goes as a package and it has this thing, but Costco also only has 256 gig version, so it's more expensive, and I decided to skip it.
Of course, 256, right? What? Go big time, right? If you're shopping at Costco, you buy in bulk anyway. You might as well get
exactly.
So head to Home Depot, $2. Grab yourself some foam. Have a day.
Barty, I like the way you think, man. Look, I'm telling you, I would get lost in this and never probably come up, right? Because I had an original VR headset. I don't know if it was Google or the Samsung, one of them, and I think Netflix had an application, and I would sit there for hours and veg out and just supposed to be doing some other stuff. I'm watching movies all day. It's bad. So I would hate for that to interfere with daily activities and primary responsibility sometimes.
I do think it'd be interesting though to tour, just to go on tours, of either history or current around the world.
Museums.
And to be able to go to museums, go to sit in Greece, and go to Israel or something like that, and just have that experience. So it's almost like you're there. That'd be neat.
So unfortunately, it's not that developed, at least at this point. There is one app from National Geographic that takes you to Antarctica and Mayan ruins, but it's very scripted, so you can't really walk outside. It's very well done, and I think it's one of the largest apps, because just those textures that you have to put on the on different shapes, they consume a lot of space. So they try to make it really photography based, so it's very, very beautiful, but it's only 2 scenes, and it's very rigid, so you can go and explore. There's an app called Wander, I think it's like $7. So basically you can view Google Street View inside your headset. But again, it's not really 3D. So it's obviously you have that experience that you are somewhere like in Paris, but it's not the same as the dedicated game. So for example, they had a game that is free. I think it's basically to show you the horrors of war in the Middle East. And they take you through a home of a real person who actually does exist in real life, to show how bad the war has gone at that city. And I think they created that game using humanitarian aid or something like that, just to show people how horrible war is. And they made a very good job. So you can explore like the house, and this person appears and tells you, that's where my kids used to play, and things like that. But aside from those 2 or 3 apps, I haven't seen what David just described. But I agree, that would have been right. That would be my main use of headset.
I give it 10 years. I think in 10 years, this is going to be in schools. Because think about trying to learn history for kids. It's a whole different experience when you're immersed in where you're learning about and you can actually watch it unfold. So I'm excited about the technology and where it's going. I think it'll be fun and be interesting to see what happens over the next few years and definitely once it gets in schools.
So I wonder, do you think that long though? So 2020 has thrown a wrench in so much planning and especially distance learning, remote working, things like that. This could be something that your kids see next semester when they go back to class. Just what Chromebooks started taking off a while ago, right? Because again, everyone needed some type of compute power, so they had that on their desktop and they could bring that home. Now everyone's make sure your internet connection is right because now you're remotely taking advantage of Zoom or Google Classroom and things like that. VR headset.
I do. Yeah, I do think it's 10 years because you think of like Yvonne was talking about the layers. You're basically creating a CGI experience, a movie. So you think about these animated movies, it takes them 2 or 3 years to go from start to finish. So I think it's going to take a little bit of time to get the actual scenes put together. But yeah, and then you get all that technology in schools. But I'd say within 8 to 10 years is probably when we'll see that stuff being normal things. You get your laptop and you get your VR headset. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
First day you sign into class, right? You don't even get books then, right? Because you think about it,
you don't need them
or online. So you've got your online PDFs or whatever, and you've got your virtual environment, your headset. That's pretty slick. That's pretty slick. So Yvonne, that was the one you got was $299. You said?
Yeah, it was $299. I think it's a decent price for what you get.
All right. I'm not going to say too much because my son may be watching on the Twitch channel, and I don't want to give. He's not going to get it, but I don't want to. I don't give anything away at all. So that's cool. So you got that. Dave, what about you? See, I know you've got something special, so that's why we're kind of leading up to the Lombardi there. You're fancy. You really are, and.
So it's tough. So both my wife and I, if we want something, we get it. No, and I don't mean like extravagant. I'm not talking about like, I've got a Lamborghini outside, but the point is when we want something, we buy it. That's the type of person. If I see something, we've talked about it on the show before. Do a ton of research, look into something, you really start to covet it and you go after it. So when it's released, you got to get it. So Christmas for us, for mom and dad, and I know it's horrible and it's I don't mean to set this example for other people, but we'll do things where we get small gifts for each other just so the kids, because you want to, have kids see that sort of thing. But we focus on the kids for Christmas. But when it comes time for mom and dad, it's just we're getting it throughout the year. So I got the Apple Watch 6. What was that, about a month or so ago? So when that came out, I did a little bit of research. Was kind of bouncing between the different. Do you go with the SE or do you go with the full 6? You helped me out with that one. I think gave me some stuff. So and Corey said, yeah, you like it. You want to go get it. So and that's what we do. But so. For us, we just try to get things throughout the year. And that's why for the longest time, my wife would say, you're impossible to Christmas shop for because when you want it, you go get it. So there's some things that we'll hold off on. So, like I said, we did a bunch of little stuff, but so that the kids see us opening things up. But it's focusing on the kids. Kids get all the presents.
I like that.
And we do that.
Now, did you get the Active 6 or did you get the SE?
I went with the 6.
And why specifically with the 6? Because I've had a couple of conversations with folks and then they're trying to debate, is it worth getting the 6 or should they just get the SE? I know why I recommend the 6, but I'd love to hear.
So my approach to it was I could have gone. Oh, sorry, Corey. I could have.
I think he's an Android guy.
So I could have got the SE for a lower cost, and that's kind of where I was going. Well, let me go ahead and just do maybe the lower cost one. But the more I started looking at it, I realized that There's some additional sensors that are in the 6, but I believe it's the H1 chip that is in the 6 that's not in the SE, that is going to be opening up a whole lot of stuff. I'd say probably about a year. I mean, when you talk about what they're doing with the ability to open up cars as a key and that sort of thing coming, I thought, it's for me, I'm not going to buy one of these every other year. So this is an investment. Now, if I were the type of person that would buy the latest and greatest every year, then I would have went with the SE. But I figured this is the one I'm probably going to have for a while. I got one of the first Apple Watches years ago, and this is before I was into fitness and everything else. And I couldn't figure out what good was it, because all it was for notifications. And then I wasn't wearing it all the time, but now doing a lot more with fitness and that sort of thing, I thought it definitely made sense. So I like the extra sensors and the future-proof aspect of it. I think it'll be set for a good couple of years. So that's why I went with it.
Okay. And so which side did you go with? You go the smaller one, the 40 or the 44 millimeter?
James, come on.
I want to. That was a softball actually question, because I know you went big, but
I went big. Of course, I went big.
I gotta throw that. Hey, look, we have to go big. We have to go. Love the capability, and you're right. Back when it first came out, it was just a whole bunch of annoying iMessage notifications or whatever, and it didn't really matter. I think the blood oxygen piece and the ECG, that's pretty cool, right? That you can actually get those health readings directly off of your wrist. Yeah. I don't like the hand washing thing.
I don't use it. I don't
because it's not right. Right. I mean, I was out working in the yard today. I was working with the power washer, and it thought, hey, were you washing your hands? No, I'm washing the patio, but it's not very right. But I understand where they're trying to go with it, and trying to be helpful and make sure you don't spread anything. But it could use some more tweaking. It's first gen technology built into the watch.
Those rings are killing me though. I'm a competitive person, as you know.
Yes,
so
you are.
Let
me see. Let's see here. So full disclaimer, and you two know it, everyone that's watching and listening. Look, I'm still on the mend, trying to get better, and my exercise ring is embarrassing. I'm not even showing. But my stand hours, I do stand a lot now, because when you have sciatica and your back's falling apart, you need to stand. So. But yeah, I have actually literally spent a lot of time running up and down stairs at 10 and 11 o'clock at night, 10:30 and 11:30 at night, trying to close that move ring every now and then. So
trying to beat me in a competition.
It doesn't work. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
I've tried. I throw in the white flag. Yvonne, we need to get you on the Apple Watch.
You know what? I do have Apple Watch.
What?
As a matter of fact, I was the first person to, in my company in Canada, to buy Apple Watch. It was the second day it was released, and I still have the original, so I still have it, and I kind of stopped using it. So my first disappointment was in the gym, and I had a gym in my condo in Canada. I was spending an hour, a good hour and a half. So I love cars. So I watch Top Gear. So I put on Top Gear on the TV there and exercise. And I realized it doesn't pick up my heartbeats. And the reason is I have hairy hands. Yeah, it's horrible. So you know what I did?
You shake.
Yes, I did.
You do what you got to do, man. You do what you got to do.
So I tried to shave my hand in the precise spot where the sensor is, and it got better. But then I got annoyed because it still won't pick up and I was doing I wouldn't say heavy, but pretty good lifts, and it won't pick it up. So I got annoyed and I turned the feature off completely. And then I use it for obviously notifications as probably my primary use case. The second one, I was traveling a lot for work. And I had an app that would show the gate changes and things like that. That actually helped me a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but then I kind of I don't know. I haven't changed from Apple Watch Series 1, so maybe I need to look at the latest one. But I kind of got into mechanical watches, so a bit going backwards,
All right.
and I can't force myself of wearing anything else except when I exercise. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I know what you mean. I've got the tag. It's sitting in the safe. It's waiting for my son to graduate high school. He knows that. So before I got fully into Apple Watches and all, I'm a big tag power guy. But it is going to be passed on to him if he walks the line next year. Who knows?
There you go.
But the first semester physics weren't that great. Now I'm outing him online right now. Yeah, he's got some work to do.
But let's see Dad's grades at that point. So
and
do
they
a
know my
compare.
story. No, they know my story. I was in algebra 2. I think it was my freshman year. I wasn't getting it. I wasn't paying attention. My math teacher told me, "Hey, this isn't going to work out. You're going to need to come back a little bit later." So they put me in a gym class, and it made me pause my math studies and go do some more PE. I'm the one to talk. The brain's running from my wife's side. I just find a way to make it happen. I've always told you guys I'm a B- guy. I'm not trying to.
But you figured out how to get a tag, so you did something right.
There you go. I know how to get it done. So
there you go.
I'm never want to be the smartest person in the room. Whenever that happens, I'm in the wrong room.
So what did you buy? What was your big present for yourself?
I'm similar to you. Let me start with that. I'm gonna tell you what I bought. But every year for probably the last 10 or so years, I tell everyone, my family and all, don't buy me any gifts because look, I'm gonna buy what I need to buy, when I want it, because that's just what I tend to do. And instead of buying me gifts, I ask folks to do donations to charity. So I've done that for a long time. Some people pay attention. I love my sister-in-law because she's probably the only one who pays attention to that request. But other folks still buy me gifts, and I love them and appreciate it. Since California gyms are closing and everything is closing, and I don't feel safe going and working out in front of a whole bunch of people coughing and sweating all over themselves, I did buy kind of a home equipment piece. Not similar, well, somewhat close to what our now fired co-host, who is texting me and saying that, again, he's apologizing for not being here, but he's been kicked to the curb. So, but something similar to that. Costco, love Costco. Get that executive membership so you can go in early. And what I got was this right here, the Inspire Fitness Functional Trainer. Similar to a Tonal, but it doesn't mount on my wall, so it's not permanent. I've got all of the components, I would say, that I need. Right, it comes with the bench. It comes with the bar, pull-up bar, tricep bar, everything. So I have it hooked up and put together in my garage. It took me 2 hours to put it together. Bless my 17-year-old daughter, because she was able to read the fine print because I couldn't read it and see how things went together. But this is what I bought for myself, and looking forward to getting it going to work and putting this to actual use. Loving the fact that I could just get out there at midnight when everyone is asleep, take care of a little physical fitness and getting it done. So that's what I got for myself. A little run at Costco.
There you go. Definitely jealous. If I had room for it, I'd have the same thing. That's nice.
Yeah. A third the price of a Tonal, which I was going to get, and does, quite frankly, the exact same thing. It's not fancy because, again, it doesn't mount on the wall, but it's, from a functional perspective, it does exactly what I need it to do. So I'm looking forward to putting that to use.
Which is a side note. I think when you look at tonal with it sitting on the wall and it is so nice and out of the way, it's nice and out of the way. So you sometimes just start forgetting about it. You got to, right. So you see that thing in your garage every day, you're gonna go hit it.
As I walk past that to get to the refrigerator to grab my beer. So it's kind of a intimidation factor. Actually,
we call that a warm up. That's what we call that. It's a warm up.
That's what it is. Yeah, I'm walking out there at midnight to grab a little nightcap or something. Oh, I should probably do some pull-ups or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens tonight.
Well, I tell you what, it's interesting though, going back to the Christmas time, I was surprised this year. So looking for the kids, I was really surprised that a lot of the places online, even Amazon, was saying that you'll get it, but it's not till after Christmas. So after Cyber Monday, everything really slowed way down as far as shipping times. And the tough part with COVID is it's not like you can just go out and go, I'll just go to the store. I was going to just have it shipped, but I'll just go down to the store. You can't even do that anymore. So this Christmas has definitely been interesting. I don't know if you guys saw the same thing, but there was, we always do a list. We have the kids do a list for us, and we were going down that list, and I thought, I don't know how this is going to work out, because this stuff's not shipping until the 28th. So we're going to have to say Santa got COVID or something. We got to figure this out.
We got some bad news for you, kids.
Santa's quarantining, so in 14 days it'll be good.
It's terrible. That'll cause some stress right there. You'll need counseling for the kids right there. I saw something
off the elves on the shelf, so Santa's not a big deal.
Then that too. I saw delays, but everything is here that was ordered, at least that I ordered. My wife, on the other hand, there's. Let's see if she's looking. No, she's ordered, and something's coming every single day. I don't know what's going on, but she's definitely keeping somebody in business. So I should probably invest in some of these companies that she's buying from. Bless her heart. But we haven't seen too much in terms of delays and some of the things. I started really early, right? I literally started in October with whatever I was buying, and I had boxes lined up just trying to jump in front of that. But a couple of stores like electronics, I can go to Best Buy and do the curbside delivery or something like that. Dick's or something like that. I can go take care of that as well. But there were some weird one-offs for some other folks that just started showing up actually this past week. So wipe the sweat off my brow. That got taken care of. What about you, Yvonne?
Yeah, I actually haven't seen delays in like online shopping. For example, I just had the Amazon package that arrived today, and it was I ordered it yesterday. It's a small, like couple of small items, but I definitely saw news about COVID outbreaks in Pennsylvania. So the whole warehouse apparently was quarantined. So definitely you have things like that. From the other hand, I have several parcels coming. Actually, two of them coming from Russia, one with presents and another one with also presents. But we have a friend who is an artist, right? So she's a painter, but she also paints. I'm not sure what technique is called, but basically it's a Christmas tree decorations that are handmade, and it's just beautiful. It's out of this world how beautiful they are. Mm-hmm. And she asked me if I can, sell it online here. And she sent this package, which is maybe like 10 pounds. She sent it, I would say 4 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and it still hasn't left Russia.
Wow.
Yeah. So
it's not gonna make it.
Maybe it's somewhere in between. Maybe it's arrived. It arrived to the customs here. Just no one has scanned it. I don't know, but definitely like international shipping. Forget about it.
Well, I saw even a story today. Go ahead, Dick.
I was just going to say, even Christmas cards, those would, even local, we, so in the state that we're in, normally it's like a day or two. People were getting them a week later. And there was some stuff that we ordered that, even though it showed that it was coming on time, it just got canceled last minute. So just kind of weird stuff. But sorry, James, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was saying, because I think I saw a story today, like in the UK and Europe, right? There's some massive shipping delays. There are trucks filled with goods, and the drivers can't move, right? Just because I guess the border has been shut down, or just moving freight back and forth isn't happening. So that kind of thing, right? So in the UK, the equivalent of whatever the UPSs and the FedExes are, truckloads of goods are just stuck on the freeway, and they've been like that for the last couple of days. So people aren't going to get their gear right in within the next couple of days, which is unfortunate. Because like one athleisure company that I sometimes buy gym clothes from, Gymshark, is based out of Britain, and that's the main place where they ship stuff. And they just made a big announcement on their website earlier today that, yeah, we've got delays, nothing's shipping. We're sorry, it's out of our hands now because it's out of the factory and it's already sitting on the truck. So it's insane. It's insane.
Oh. So this is the one I was talking about. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Yeah, it doesn't show. I think the contrast is not good, but yeah, it's a handmade piece. So I was actually waiting to get a couple for my Christmas tree. It really sucks that it can't arrive in time.
Oh man, maybe a Christmas miracle. Hey, you know what? Yeah. If Dave hadn't given Santa COVID, he might show up.
Well, I didn't say he had it. I said he was quarantining. So let's set the record straight. Santa's quarantining because somebody close to him had COVID.
Your kids are listening probably, and they hear you, and they just said that they hear you saying that. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yvonne and I.
Sorry, kids. Just trying to help you guys out.
You're a realist. That's what we're the optimists, and you're the realist in the world. Let me ask you guys this. So, and that was one of the conversations that I wanted to have too, as well, in terms of any problems with online shipping and shopping, things like that. But vaccines rolling out. Any changes that you guys are seeing in terms of so bringing it back to the technology side, bring it back to short term from the enterprise business perspective? Do you think organizations are going to go back into offices? Do you think people are going to stay remote? Do you think as January and February comes out that we'll start seeing kind of some changes happening? Looking for a 2021 silver lining here. Just wondering what you guys think about that.
Well, look at Google. I think they announced September is when they're opening their offices back up. And so I would say September.
Wow.
Yeah. So they were originally going to be targeting a little bit earlier. I want to say about May, but with the most recent uptick and then all of that, but with the vaccines and all that, they're saying September now. So for me, I've always said May, June is probably when things will start to open up a little bit from a travel perspective. So I wouldn't suspect that we'll start doing anything more than like in-state travel until probably May or June.
Yeah.
And then after that, so depending on how these vaccines take off, I mean, if they're able to get them out of there and people are taking them and they're starting to see a significant dip, maybe it'll be sooner. But I think summer is when we'll start to see everything opening up. And as much as people think, this is just my opinion, as much as people think that remote is here to stay and that's going to be the new norm, I don't think it's going to be that way. I think once things are more comfortable, I do think more companies are more accepting of remote, but it's not going to be every day. It's not going to be the entire workforce can just, work from home. I think they're going to really start pushing people back into offices. But again, that's not until, summer or late summer, and which I think is good. I mean, you need to get around people. You need to be able to do, There's some things in business that you just can't get accomplished, as you guys know, without that in-person type of conversation.
We've got some noise from the peanut gallery here.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is a gentleman who is, I'm gonna out you right now, Mr. Yerns. You're supposed to be on video. Lombardi.
But he was too busy for us.
Yeah, so you've been fired. Lombardi has decided that we now have a vacancy in the Technologist forum, ladies and gentlemen. So it's normally a 4-panel discussion here, but right now it's 3. We are actively taking resumes and inquiries. All you have to be is prompt and show up. No, that's good stuff. We love you, Clayton. We love you. And I really wanted to talk to you about if you had bought a new house or if you had bought a new truck or whatever in the world it is that you do, because I know you spend a lot of money, keep the economy going. It's all good. What about? I'll start with you, Ivan, on this question. Rest of the holiday, what have you got planned? So you ordered some gear, you ordered some stuff from home. Hopefully it shows up in time. You got your Oculus and you're spending all waking hours of the night playing your Oculus. But what else have you got going specifically for the rest of this week or from now until the first of the year? Do you have anything special going on?
Well, we actually have a big party planned, but
there you go.
We are going to quarantine. How about that? So we have a big gathering of about 15 people, but everyone quarantines. So no one is going out, just maybe the stores, and we'll probably take the test. We're going to have a big party. I'm not sure if it is responsible or not, but I mean, I am responsible. And actually in the way, what they allow you to do now, I think it's only if you have symptoms though, you can do a home test. So you actually go to the website, to the county website, register, and they will send you I think PCR based. So I think it's quite accurate. They will send you a test kit, and it's FedEx overnight, 2-way FedEx overnight. So it's very fast, and it has instructions that you take it, and basically you have several hours for the FedEx guy to take it back, and you get the result the next day. So probably we're going to take something like that. I think they will open up this program to people without the symptoms as well. So there's that. But ultimately, we want to have a big party, and I will be Santa. Actually, it's not Santa; it's a Russian version of Santa, which is Father Frost. So I have a big, how do you say? Not stick, but big. What do wizards have? This big sticks.
Shaft.
Yeah, exactly. So I have that, and it's Father's Frost staff.
So the fact that you didn't come dressed in that tonight is somewhat disappointing, because we could have used that.
Could have had a preview.
I thought about that when the broadcast started, and I didn't have time because it's all packed. I never unpacked it since last year. It's like, I should have thought about it before. Yeah.
You got 4 days to go. You got to get it unpacked. You got to make sure it still fits. You never know. You might have picked up that COVID-20, or whatever the weightage is that people are saying. I don't know.
Well, James, as a matter of fact, I was on keto diet for 3 months or 4 months, so I actually lost weight.
Look at you. Okay. I'm staying at I'm at 192. So this past week that I've been off my game, I've dropped 3 unintentionally. I need to get back to my 195. I'm pretty steady there. Okay, but I like that. What about you, Dave? What do you got going on? So hold on. So you, first of all, before you answer that, you went outside before we were live, and you were looking for the star. Yeah. Did you see the star, the Bethlehem star?
Yeah, so that was interesting. I actually never really paid attention to that, but my wife said tonight we've got to go take a look at it. So I didn't realize it's Jupiter and Saturn coming together. It's conjunction is what they call that. So when those two come close together, it's bright. So that was the idea of, they're assuming, the Bethlehem star when the three wise men saw, this bright star. That's probably what it was. But so we did get to see it. It was interesting. It wasn't as close as I was hoping, but I guess this is the closest it's been in 400 or 800 years or something crazy. So those planets come close, but as far as this close, it only happens every so often, like every 400 to 800 years. So it was interesting. So we went out, got an opportunity to take a look at it. So it was fun.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was good. But as far as the holidays, we're going to be doing the normal things that we, like to do. But obviously, COVID has changed things up. We're not going to have a big party with, COVID testing, but there's there's going to be
nasal swabs as you walk in the door. Right?
Exactly. We're doing the opposite, which is there's some stuff that's happening online that normally we probably wouldn't have done, but so we'll do a couple of candlelight services type of things. We've got a couple of churches that will watch that online, which is kind of fun. But we'll go to one and then just hang out with Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with the family, and just real low key. That's what we like to do, is be low key, relaxing, not crazy.
That's it. That's the story of this year as well. We would typically go to Christmas Eve service, and then go to my wife's parents' house and do Christmas Eve with them. Christmas morning, we would do Christmas with her parents and my parents and kind of all of that. Come back home and then do another separate Christmas with my parents. So the kids would have already had their one with us Christmas Day, but there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 4 events that happen in this neck of the woods, which obviously isn't going to happen this year. But so yeah, it'll be a little different as well too. I think I'm gonna make a concerted effort to probably reach out to folks online, like to, I don't know, Zoom or text message or something that I haven't talked to in a while, just to check in on them. But I miss the hugs, and I don't tell anybody. I don't like people, but I kind of miss some of the engagement and interaction. I know, but we'll see when we get over that.
And everybody's going to miss their crazy Uncle Larry if you get to do that in person. So this is tough.
I'm not that uncle. Well, I'm the fun uncle sometimes, but I'm not the crazy uncle. Well, gentlemen, that was. I just again wanted to just hang out with you guys, spend a little time, see how you were doing, see what you got for yourself. It sounds like you got some good stuff, which is pretty cool. I'm already an Apple Watch guy, but Yvonne, you got me considering Oculus. Maybe not, but I've been looking for. So my daughter wants this Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
you can't find them. They're not on the planet. They're harder to find than a PS5. Right? You can get a PS5 on eBay for a couple of $1,000s, but you can't find a Nintendo Switch anywhere on the planet. So it's mining for gold here. It's literally mining for gold. So that's not going to happen. But other than that, I think it's the thought that matters, and everyone should be well taken care of. So
I do say I think this year what's kind of cool is I think Christmas is going to be back to what it was supposed to be, which is family. People are going to, we miss. I think we took a lot of that for granted. Being able, like you said, you had 4 events. You could, go and see everybody, and now you can't do that. I think we're this Christmas more than any one of, than we've had in the past. So we'll probably be missing that sort of stuff. So I think for that, trying to look at the positive spin on 2020, there's some good things that are coming out of it. So we'll come out of it strong, and it'll be fun.
That's the silver
Back to
lining.
those 4 events.
Okay, that's the silver. Okay, I think we'll leave with that then, because we need a silver lining. And Marty over here doesn't have anything that he's drinking, but Eva.
Well, I've been drinking that, but it's soda water.
That's no good, right? That doesn't do anything for you, right? You need something that's going to dilute your judgment.
All right.
Gentlemen, be good to yourself. You are 2 of my favorite people. I tell you guys kind of that on a Monday basis with some motivation that I send out. But have a good holiday. Take care of yourself. Eva and Dave, it's always good to talk to you guys. Talk to you soon, right?
You as well. Merry Christmas, everybody, and happy holidays.
Everyone.
All right, me too.